YouTube, it's Zoe or Read by Zoe, and I am starting this little vlog series for the next month because I am partaking in Camp Nanowrimo. A couple of videos ago, I was asked if I ever wanted to be an author or write a book, and I said I was not going to say no, I wasn't going to dismiss the idea, but at that moment I didn't have any plans to write anything because I had no grand idea. But guess what happened on Monday? I got that grand idea. If you don't follow me on Snapchat or Twitter, which by the way, you should. I'm gonna leave my links down below. Basically all my social media is at Read by Zoe, so it's all really easy. I was having a hankering for a cookies and cream milkshake from Chick-fil-A. The Chick-fil-A is always super crowded. I don't know why. The drive-through line will be like 15 minutes long. It will be backed up and like circle around the building. I wasn't in the music mood, so I was literally sitting in silence in my car for like 15 minutes. And I got this idea for a book. No one's written this particular story before. Maybe I should write it. Oh, I should write a book. Oh my gosh, I already know what the main character's name is going to be, and this whole situation, idea after idea. When I came back to my apartment with my milkshake in my hand, which was delicious, by the way, I immediately started outlining, putting all of my notes onto my computer, and figuring out some more things. And I was also talking to my friend from study abroad named Gina, who does a lot of work on Wattpad, and she writes a lot. So I was asking her for some writer tips, and she was really helpful. Then she said, hey, do you want to join me in Camp Nanowrimo? I had never heard of Camp Nanowrimo before. I've heard of Nanowrimo obviously because it's such like a big thing, so many people partake in it, but I hadn't heard of Camp Nanowrimo, which is basically a more subdued version of Nanowrimo. It is in the summer. There are two different sessions. There is the one in April, which is this month, and another one in July, and you can create your own goal. You don't have to write 50,000 words. So this came at the perfect time. I was already in the midst of outlining my novel. I had so many ideas, and now I can start writing the novel. I have so much outlining. I am a super planner. I didn't know this about myself. I knew that I was organized and I liked thinking things through and I liked planning and all of that, but I didn't think I enjoyed planning to such an extent. I have made Pinterest boards. I've never used Pinterest before, but then I started using it for this project. I was on babynames.com for so long. Babynames.com is so much fun. I used it even like for my Sims characters. I've used it for so many years. I have written so many notes. I'm not gonna show you any of my outlines because I want to keep my idea pretty like on the DL. So many different, I don't want to show you it, so many different pages of notes, and I have way more notes on my computer. I have entire character analyses, I don't know, it's late right now. All of the main characters, I have their bio, I have what they look like, their physical description, and what clothes they wear. I have their personality descriptions, and I even put what Hogwarts house each of them would be in because I don't know. And I found their personality type online, like the 16 different personalities, like ENTP, all of my outlines, not counting these because I don't know how many words I have in this notebook, but all of my actual files is more than 6,000 words of outlining, and I just started a couple of days ago. It's insane. I've been obsessed, but it's like the best obsession. I don't want to tell you the name of my story, but I'm calling it by a code name, which is Project Milkshake. So if you see that on Twitter, any of my social media, Project Milkshake, it is this story that I'm talking about, but that is not the official title. So don't think that like it's gonna be like a book called Project Milkshake, because that would be I mean, it could work, but not for my book. My book, I can tell you, is going to be a YA contemporary romance, finding yourself type story set in the summer, and you know, other things happen. All started with a milkshake, a delicious cookies and cream milkshake. So there are going to be milkshakes in it. I've rambled on a bunch, I think mostly because right now it is 11:37 p.m. and Camp Nanowrimo is going to start at midnight. I know a few of you will probably ask in the comments if I'm planning on publishing this, if that is like my end goal, but at this point I'm just writing the story for me because I've never tried to write a novel before. So this story is basically me trying to find my own writing voice and get comfortable with it. I really like the story though, so maybe when I get more comfortable with writing and I get more experienced, I can come back to this story and I can work it up and maybe try to publish it if I really like it. It might turn out to be terrible, but you know, it's all about experience. It's all about trying new things. I'm going to write with a few of my friends who are in different time zones, and I don't know how long I'm going to write tonight because I'm so tired. I'm gonna make some coffee. Duh. I have acquired the coffee, which is, as you can see, this is the mocha thing that I have made for like the last year. I really want to drink this right now because I'm so tired, but of course Keurigs always make the coffee at like 5,000 degrees, so you have to wait 10 more minutes until I can start writing, and then my coffee will be cool enough. Let's get pumped, guys. Should we have a dance party to get pumped up for this? I am sufficiently pumped up now. And guess what? Ow, no, the coffee is still hot. It is now officially 12 a.m. I am ready, so ready. I'm so excited to just try this thing. And guess what? Coffee is still hot. I'm going to write my prologue. It is now 1:40 a.m. and I have just written 1,028 words. I wasn't even writing like for that entire hour and 40 minutes. I was probably like actual writing time writing for like an hour because I'm a really distracted person. So I was like checking Twitter and like looking at all of the Nanowrimo sprints and stuff like that. So I did get pretty distracted, and I was like looking at my outline and like kind of fixing it around, but that's not bad. I was definitely editing myself as I was going. I need to break out of that habit because I know that especially for your first draft, you just should mostly try to get all of your thoughts out and not really care about the wording. Obviously, the wording is important because it is a book and that's all words, but this is more about like getting your ideas out. Now it's like Friday morning. I have class at 9:30, so probably I should go to bed soon. Hey YouTube, so right now it is 1:03 a.m. on technically April 3rd, but I'm going to count this as my day 2 update just because I started writing on day 2, which was a couple of hours ago at 10:45 p.m. and so I didn't want to do an update until after I had written something because I hadn't written since my last update. April 1st was my dad's birthday, so I came home for the weekend. That's why I'm in a new location. I brought my computer home just for the weekend to do some work on and stuff like that, but I am at home right now. I also had some car trouble, and it's just been very hectic for the past few days. Over the past couple of hours, I have written 1,024 words. My goal was not 50,000 words. That was just the ideal amount that I would hit, but my goal actually was 25,000 words because this month is going to be so crazy. It is the end of my school year, so I'm going to have finals. So if we say that, I'm doing pretty well. Right now I'm watching Yessie's vlog. She's talking about her Camp Nanowrimo stuff, so I'm watching that. But that's one of the big problems that I've been having yesterday and today, the 2 days that I have done Nanowrimo. I am so distracted. I think it's just because I haven't tried to write a novel before, so I'm trying to like look up tips and I'm like looking at other people's progress and stuff like that. So both that is me trying to get inspiration, but also I'm getting distracted and I'm not writing because I'm looking for inspiration. It's dumb. Since my last update, I have changed my plot for my story around a lot. I was planning on doing a different type of contemporary book. There's still gonna be some milkshakes in it, but I'm trying to make this more funny. This month when I have finals and I'm just gonna be very busy and blah. I wanted to do something a little bit funnier and lighthearted. Basis of the story I feel like is the same, but I've changed like character names. Actually, I've changed a lot. So it's basically like I'm doing a new story. I think that's another reason why I'm writing so slowly, is because I decided to change my entire story idea last minute. I spent that like entire week developing the first story, and then I'm like, ha, nah, let's change it all. Let's just scrap all the work that I did and just redo it. So I haven't gotten a lot of writing done, but I have made an entire new story. I did take a fiction writing class last year, but we were given a prompt to write about, and it was so much easier because you knew what you had to do. I knew what my end result had to be. I knew the word count that I had to reach. This is so much responsibility, but also that's really fun because I can just make up the entire story. I can make someone like an evil murderer when they at first seemed like they were some nice person, even though that's not going to be in my story. There's not going to be any murder in my story, but I could write a murder if I wanted to. Also, something that I learned about like an hour ago from Yessie actually on Twitter is this app called Where Is It? No, it's not called Where Is It? It's called Writer's Block, and it is so helpful for distracted people like me. I will go and seek out distraction like I've talked about, but this blocks everything on your computer until either you have written a total amount of words, like you can put your goal of words to be like 1,000 or something like that, and it will block everything on your computer until you've reached that amount, which I didn't do that one. I did instead minutes from now. I blocked everything for like 30 minutes and all I could do was write. And that's how I got most of my words tonight, was from this application. It's so helpful. I think I'm going to use it from now on. It's already 1 a.m. and I should probably go to bed soon. It is the end of day 3. It is 11:30 p.m. if you're wondering. I just got out of the shower, and this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when I don't put anything in my hair and don't brush it and I don't do anything to it. This is its natural state. I look like I'm a lion, but whatever. We're here to talk about writing. Today, I hit 4,570 words, and I'm not done writing. I think after I do this update, I'm going to write maybe like 400 more words. I think I want to hit 5,000 today. I don't know what happened today. I just got in such a writing mood. I think one of the things that I learned today was how to word vomit, how to just write all of my thoughts down and keep the editing to a minimum. Finally switching from the academic writing mode when I have to edit myself and make sure I sound okay to more of like this is a first draft, it's okay to be sucky, this is creative writing for myself type mode, because all the creative writing that I've done so far, I did it for school, and I don't tend to edit my stuff after I do a first draft. I tend to just do a first draft and then send it in, so I only have that first draft and I edit myself as I go, but this is different. This is supposed to have several drafts, and I'm just supposed to get all of my ideas out, and it's okay if it's not good the first draft. All of these vlogs are me just rambling. Also, I've done all of my writing today on writer's block, so I have not been distracted. I have just been forced to sit in front of my computer at a blank screen and type. I also decided to go back to my original story idea, the one that I was writing on day 1. Yesterday, I just had this crisis where I was like, no, I can't write my original story idea, I have to make it funny, or I don't know what was happening yesterday, but I felt like so constricted by having to stay with the story that I had been outlining the entire week before. Today, I was writing my new story idea and I just realized that it was totally underdeveloped. I didn't know where the story was going to go. I didn't really understand the characters yet, and I like the story idea. I think I'm going to write it eventually, but I'm definitely going to have to do some more outlining, especially when the story that I'm working on right now has so much outlining. I know where the story is going to go, I know the characters so well, and I feel really comfortable writing it. I'm definitely trying to keep a positive attitude throughout this entire thing. I was getting a little dejected yesterday, and that's when I had that really premature crisis, and I'm like, oh, I'm a terrible writer. I bet these authors who are published, their first draft isn't as bad as mine, but I have to keep a perspective on this. This is my first novel attempt. And also, even published writers who've had so much more writing experience than I have, and they've already been published before, even their first drafts are nothing like the published copies that we get in store. They are edited by so many people. Also, something that I found pretty helpful today is that I started using brackets when I couldn't think of a word to use, or I'm talking about a certain type of car in my book and I don't really know too much about cars. My dad is a really big car person, so I put a little note to ask my dad like what a certain type of car would be. I also put flesh the scene out some more, or different notes like that, and it really is helping me write quicker. So I definitely recommend that if you get stuck on something, just put it in brackets and go back to it later in your next draft. I'm going to go back to writing and I will see you all tomorrow. Hopefully I hit 5,000 words because that is the goal. It is now day 4 of Camp Nanowrimo and I am updating you before it is almost the next day. Right now it is 4:39. Ha! I am a winner today, but I haven't started writing yet, so I guess I'm not. I just woke up from a pretty long nap. It was like 3 hours long and I'm still really tired. Monday through Friday, I have class. 9:35 to whatever, so I always have to wake up at 8 a.m. like 7:45, and I'm writing until like 3 in the morning, so I haven't been getting enough sleep already. It's only day 4. I really like my story so far. I know I'm only on chapter, well, I have a prologue, so I'm at the end of chapter 1, but it's like the second chapter that I've written, and I don't know, I really like the characters so far. I'm happy that I switched back from my last idea. I'm happy that I'm back at my original idea because I totally understand the characters more. I really want to make this book diverse. That's one of the biggest things that I want. I want there to be people of different races and different sexual orientations and gender identity. Even though it's going to be a contemporary romantic comedy type book, I still think that, you know, it should be realistic and there should be more than just like white people who are straight depicted in the story, because that's real life, folks. I don't really like that I have to say that I want to make it diverse, because it just should be a thing that all books are diverse, because I think it's a really important issue. And yeah, so I think I should start writing. I did, before I took a nap, I got Starbucks. This is the Starbucks double shot on ice. Kat from Katie-tastic drinks this all the time, and I tried it last week and my whole world was changed. It is pure energy. Oh, by the way, I should tell you that right now I am over 5,000 words, 5,184 words into my story, except that is including bow stories because I did write that many words over Camp Nanowrimo, but Project Milkshake has only 2,334 words. So I'm not that far into my one story, but that's combining both stories. Also, one of the issues that I have been experiencing is that I really like writing dialogue and I really like creating characters. Descriptions I'm struggling with because I'm having trouble balancing overwriting and underwriting because I'm scared to over describe something. I am like basically not describing it at all, and I'm putting in brackets like come back and describe more of this because I'm too scared that I'm going to turn into one of those writers who have 2 pages of description for like a bathroom or something like that, because that always gets on my nerves. But now the reader will not know what anything looks like. I'm going to start writing now. I'm going to go to writer's block because it is the bomb. Do you hear that? Do you hear that bird? I hope you hear it because it sings or it chirps or what all the time. It starts at 2 a.m. and it doesn't stop until like 9 a.m. and now it is 4:53 p.m. and it's chirping again. I'm so sick of it. It's probably a really cute bird too. If you guys haven't seen my room here at college, this is my apartment room. We're just gonna pretend that the bird is not here. Well, this is my desk, which you have seen, and that's my closet, and that's my bed, and yeah, over there is my reading chair and a really cool lamp that I got from IKEA. Both of them are from IKEA. We should name the bird. What should we name the bird? Tell me down below, because it needs to have a really terrible name to match my feelings towards it right now. Just stop. I'm gonna put some headphones in and listen to music and drink my coffee and write on writer's block, which, like I was saying before, is thebomb.com. Oh my gosh, that bird. What should I listen to? I actually have made some playlists on Spotify, but actually I was really dumb. I was really dumb. I just realized. And I deleted the original playlist that I had for Project Milkshake when I got my second idea, because I'm like, I'm never going back to that first idea. I'm just going to delete them and make new playlists for my new characters. And now I'm back to my old characters and my old playlists were so good. Why did I do this to myself? I don't like these new playlists. Terrible songs. But I also had the playlist that Stephanie Perkins made for Anna the French Kiss, Lil and the Boy Next Door, and Island the Happily Ever After. Writer's block time. Okay, I just sprinted for about 15 minutes and I got 200 words. I just started in an awkward place because it's almost at the end of one of my chapters, but I was so tired last night that I just ended at such an awkward place. I should have continued on, or it was a bad idea for me to stop where I did. I'm going to use the writer's block app word count instead of for the time limit. 750 words, like it'll block it until I hit that amount of words. Maybe start on chapter 2. Chapter 2 is when I introduce the love interest. I really like him a lot. He's really cute. I'm excited to see how him and my main character get on. It's supposed to be awkward at first. So excited to write the awkwardness. I have so much experience in the awkwardness. My whole life has been leading up to this point. I may or may not just be hitting the H button and the space button together to try and trick writer's block into thinking that I'm writing more words. Just because I'm so done with having this word counter. I'm such a cheater. This is awful. Oh, I hit it. Oh my gosh. I felt so uninspired having this looming over me. I much prefer the writing sprints, not the writing marathons. I did start chapter 2. I only wrote one sentence of chapter 2 and then I wrote 200 H's and spaces, but I did start that. It is 8:30 and I got distracted. Well, not distracted, I had some homework to do. Right now, I have the big plot points that I want to hit, but I don't really have many transition scenes. So I think I'm going to have to go back to my outline and add some things where my main character isn't doing like crazy things, like she's actually just living. I'm on the Isla and the Happily Ever After playlist right now. Also, I drank some more coffee and I think it finally kicked in. I can write now. The brain fart has gone. It has diffused out the windows. It is now 1:27 a.m. Technically, it is day 5. I'm just going to end this vlog right here because I just imported all of my footage. I have 1 hour and 45 minutes worth of footage. I ended day 4 with 6,474 words, which I am pretty proud of. Goodbye, and I'll see you all in my next vlog. And now I'm going to go to bed. I already brushed my teeth and washed my face and everything, so it's time for bed. Thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye!